We're going to talk about the top 5 plug and play characters that you can use anywhere in the game, multifaceted characters here. And to do that today, I got my guy here with me, ValleyFlyin. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What is up, brother? How are you,
I'm doing pretty well, man. Doing pretty well. I'm happy to be here with you. Happy to do this list with you, man. You ready for me to dive right on into this, brother?
Let's do it, man. I'm happy to be on your channel again.
Oh yeah. Thank you, by the way, for gracing us with your presence. All right, first.
Oh, thank you for helping me in the news earlier.
You already know. It's coming. It's coming out.
It's coming.
All right, so first character here that we want to talk about is Black Bolt.
Ooh, this is a great character. This is a great choice.
Great character, phenomenal plug and play character. He pretty much basically just goes in and just wrecks every possible thing that you could possibly even think about. He's absolutely amazing. Now, don't nobody judge me. I don't have a T4 on his ultimate yet. I'm sorry. It's coming. But I do like what he's able to do. Obviously, we did a video already where we talked about the combos, right? You know, Black Bolt and Yo-Yo together, how good they really are together. Obviously, you know, Yo-Yo really helps Black Bolt in a lot of areas because she speeds him up, gets him to attack. You know, with that basic, always making him go if he's the only Inhuman on that team. But really, I love what he's able to do. Big damage, big output. Doesn't really need anybody else around him in order for him to be, you know, that phenomenal.
Yeah, he is an ultimate plug and play character. Huge damage, does a lot of damage. He counters some of the great characters in the game, like Ultron, like Dr. Doom with his passive, and then his passive with that burp. Every time he's not on the field and I throw a character, I realize it's because of Black Bolt being on the field, but I'm still like, oh, how come that character didn't get an extra hit? Oh, it takes me a while to think, oh, because I don't have Black Bolt on the team. That is how often I use this character. Yeah, the ultimate plug and play character. Use him on a lot of different teams, a lot of different raid teams, and obviously his number one home is that Inhumans. But people are switching up even that team to war defense with Coulson and Fury. So yeah, ultimate plug and play character right there.
Absolutely. All right, next character on my list here is Emma Frost. I mean, my God, is there a place where she cannot be used? Is there a team that she cannot be used on? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I love everything that she's able to do. Obviously, on the Marauders team, she's an insane beast of a character. You know, I love her speed bar reduction, or her speed reduction, you know, to the enemy team. Yeah. That's so helpful. And obviously too as well, I love the mind control, the blinds, you know, controlling the character damage output. She's so good too as well. She stays alive. You know, like I'm looking at, she's at G14. Her health stats are 241. Her armor is pretty low, but you know, overall, she has really good health and just phenomenal control in any match that you go in. Right now, for me, in real-time arena, she's my MVP.
She's a definite MVP for any kind of real-time arena or PvP battle. But you mentioned her armor being low. That's when she's not in diamond form. Remember, she gets a huge bonus when she goes into diamond form, and she's very, very hard to kill. And her special is one of the best moves in the game. Low 3-turn cooldown where a team-wide cleanse. Awesome stuff. And then I love that passive that you mentioned about permanently reducing that speed bar of the enemies. Awesome stuff. She just does so much. She's a very good plug and play character, and you can tell that all these characters are very good as a plug and play character because they're excellent choices for PvP and real-time arena.
Exactly. And of course, works on so many different teams, raids, arena, everywhere. She's just phenomenal, man. She's phenomenal. All right.
Bring her event back, Scopely. Come on.
Bring it back, please.
Bring it.
All right, next character on the list, guys. We have MINN-ERVA. I feel like MINN-ERVA is somewhat losing a little bit of her fervor a little bit because of Ghost. Everyone's kind of like, oh, Ghost is like the new thing now, but MINN-ERVA is still very good. She's still phenomenal for Dark Dimension 2. I still think that she's very valuable in Dark Dimension, you know, in Dark Dimension 3. Now, Dark Dimension 4, I don't know yet. I don't know enough about Dark Dimension 4 yet, but in terms of team,
we know. Percent any character that does damage based on a percent of the enemy's health is going to be very good. So MINN-ERVA is going to be very good in Dark Dimension 4.
I definitely believe so. I hope so for sure. But in terms of teams, I mean, she works everywhere too as well. Works in raids, use her a lot on one of my defensive teams in our war right now. It's actually use Invisible Woman, MINN-ERVA, and the 3 Guardians, Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot, and does pretty well on defense. Gets me 2 wins every now and again, on defense, and really it's because of her rezzing. She's ultimately plugged. She doesn't have a full-on team, right? Other than the Kree team, she's an ultimate plug-and-play character that you can use anywhere. Early arena, she's also pretty good for new players too, as well in the early arena. So really like what she's able to do, like her kit, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, her damage that she does based on the enemy's health with her ultimate and using that to heal, very good. You mentioned the resurrection and her passive. Anytime an enemy dies, you're getting some health back for your team. So just the best healer in the game. She's been the best healer in the game for we're approaching 2 years, and she's still very, very viable in Marvel Strike Force. So that just says a lot about how good of a kit she has and how much of a plug and play character she is right now.
Absolutely. So next on my list here is Ultron. So Ultron's the next character on my list here, and the reason why I have Ultron on this list is I still think that even though he's not like a Dark Dimension 3 kind of character, but Ultron is especially for mid-game players, Ultron is extremely great plug and play character in your arena, offensively and defensively. He works with any team. In your U7, your early U7s, he's pretty good. I know people have mentioned too as well that he's still pretty good.
I use him in Ultimate 7.5 almost on a daily basis. So yeah, that just goes to show how good he is, because he's the only character, no red stars available for him, and he would be super overpowered even now. Even in today's game, if you gave him red stars, that's how good he is. So yeah, I use him all the time, and even Ultimate 7.5. So no matter what point in the game you are, Ultron is a character worth working on, because he is very plug and play. Use him on a lot of different teams.
And what do you think? Like, do you think if he had red stars, do you think that would make him too overpowered? I've heard people say that before.
Yeah. I mean, that when we spoke to the devs a few months ago, they said, he's not going to get red stars for a little while, because even right now, what is this? We're approaching 2 years for Ultron as well, and he still would be too powerful with the red stars on it, because not just his stats get better, his minion stats get better, his big damage that he's doing is going to get better. He's going to be getting more kills, which means he's getting those buffs to stick on him even more. So yeah, it's going to improve a lot about him, and yeah, he's so strong. He works on a lot of teams. So no matter what point in the game you are, build your Ultron, guys.
Great. Makes me feel better about myself now, because I wanted to bring him to Gear Tier 14. I'm like, I don't know, but you convinced me. That I should definitely bring him up there.
Now, he may not be a best Dark Dimension character. So if you're going to bring up the Gear 14, don't do it for Dark Dimension. But if you're bringing him up for other game modes, especially the raids, do it. Do it.
Absolutely. All right, next character, and we'll talk about maybe some honorable mentions too as well. But the next character on this list, kind of in a weird spot. It's Captain Marvel. She's in a weird spot right now, and I think that she's kind of found a home recently with this new skill military team coming out. So I think she's gonna be okay. But a little power crept a little bit, but I still find that Captain Marvel is still very much plug and play. I haven't put a lot of resources into her recently. She's only at 63 in Gear Tier 10 for me, and I use her right now on my Young Avengers team. Previously before I use on my Wave 1 Avengers team. So she's still very plug and play. A lot of different teams, that she works with, but yeah, I mean, just in a weird spot right now because she's been power crept, but I still find a lot of usage for Captain Marvel on a lot of different teams.
Yeah, I think the big problem with Captain Marvel is not necessarily a kit, not necessarily a power level. It's finding a solid team for her. So Young Avengers is one spot, Wave 1 Avengers is another spot, Skill Military Team is another spot, but all of them she fits in the team. So yeah, I think plug and play is a good description for her, because she doesn't really have a solid home, and I think that's the big knock on Captain Marvel, that she could really utilize her skills and have some synergy with other characters, giving her synergy. She doesn't really have that, and a lot of characters are getting better with the proper synergy, and she doesn't really have great synergy with any one team, which is a testament to her being a plug and play character, because you're using a lot of different teams.
Exactly. I think a lot of people said that they would like for her to kind of stay as a plug and play character, because you don't want these you don't want to get into like the minutia and the monotony, I guess, of just having her kind of just on one team. But, you know, I still would like for her to have a team, but I do like that she does have a lot of plug and play value, you know, in my personal opinion too as well.
Very, very versatile.
Now, there's a few other characters that we discussed before we did this that we left off the list here. You know, one of them was Shuri. You know, we talked about how Shuri still does have some sort of a plug and play feature. If you need a healer on a team, she still provides some good, you know, utility as a healer, and the energy, you know, that she gives too as well is also still pretty good. I think
defense up.
Yeah,
don't forget that.
Ups, yeah.
So very, very early defense up. So if even in PvP, you need an early defense up, Shuri will do that for you in addition to the healing.
Absolutely. And I think one other character that I thought about here was Yo-Yo. But the problem with Yo-Yo is that while she is plug and play, you can't plug and play her with a team that already has a protector. So we kind of left her off the list, but she does slot in pretty well with like a symbiote team or, you know, on an arena team too as well. I mean, she can still, you know, kind of slot in every now and again. And, you know, raids, of course, she's phenomenal with Black Bolt. So she's still pretty plug and play, but, you know, not fully plug and play. But listen, I mean, this is my list, brother. I appreciate you, man, coming here and joining on with me. Any final thoughts?
I like your choices. I like all your choices, and you could even include those honorable mentions and make it a top 7 because those characters you could use on many different teams, not just their primary team. So I like it. I like the characters you chose.
Yeah. So guys, y'all let me know. Is there anybody that I left off the list, or do you even like my list? You think I should have kept some people off the list here? You guys let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching. And Valley, as I always say, man, tell them, be blessed and be safe.